Every day, the average American throws away nearly 4.5 pounds of trash. This year, 250 million tons of trash will head to American landfills. As the volume continuously increases, so has the effort to recycle. Today, about 35% of all American trash is recycled. But some say the effort isn't worth it. Garbage collection companies make money selling scrap material, but they also charge taxpayers to recycle. Many on talk radio and on the internet are calling recycling a hoax and a scam.
I'm very skeptical about it because we don't even know, first of all, whether or not it actually gets recycled in these recycling plants. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, and frankly, I think it's a fraud on the American people.
San Francisco resident Mike Nelson has his own doubts about recycling.
So I'm a DJ in San Francisco, interact with a lot of listeners, and one of the things I always hear is recycling is a hoax. And that's kind of what I'm set out to do today, is to find out what happens after I close that recycle bin. So I'm heading to the center of recycling in San Francisco, a place called Recology, where the alleged recycling actually takes place. And my plan is just to follow one of these trucks in and see where it leads me.
Recology officials say San Francisco's recycling program has almost zero waste. The facility Mike's walking into occupies a massive 200,000 square feet.
Check out this mountain of trash. This is about 20 feet high.
No question, a lot is getting dumped here.
That's probably a block's worth of families recycling right there. A lot of stuff you'd expect to see, lots of cardboard, so much plastic and glass. It's amazing. All right, I'd say probably 30% of this mountain is all different types of plastic. Like, I know you can recycle this type of plastic, but this is super hard plastic. This is probably gonna end up in the landfill. Same with this opaque, kind of non-see-through plastic. I heard this is no good for recycling bins. So we're gonna find out what the real deal is on recycling.
Disc jockey Mike Nelson is in San Francisco's recycling center. He's investigating just how much so-called recyclable material actually ends up in landfills.
Hi. Hey, how you doing? I'm Mike. I'm a local DJ here, and I'm here to kind of just do some research on what happens to my recycling.
So the first thing we got to do is get you a safety vest.
All right, Bert, I feel all official now. Look at that.
San Francisco uses what's called a single-stream recycling system. That means residents don't have to separate the recyclables. They can toss them into a single bin. There are over 200 cities and towns across America that use this system.
It makes recycling really easy and convenient for customers, which is key.
Skeptics question whether this jumble of material can be effectively separated and avoid becoming landfill.
Single-source recycling is an interesting concept, and it probably works pretty well, but how do we know? How do we know that there's evidence that this is really being done and it's really being done cost-effectively?
But 90% of what you see there is going to get recycled in about 4 hours.
Mike heads up to see how the sorting really works.
So we're at the top of the conveyor belt. This is the initial sort deck, and this bin right here is where they put material that can't be recycled, light plastic bag, stuff that's going to the landfill. So I'm gonna kind of sit here and watch and see how much stuff goes in here compared to what keeps going down. See, look at, there's a little bit, little plastic bag right there.
Sorting is critical to recycling. If the materials aren't separated just right, they'll be too contaminated to reuse and could damage the equipment. This is where the system gets put to the test. Workers also pick out large cardboard and anything else that might jam up the equipment.
So I gotta say, I'm pretty surprised by the volume, or I should say lack of volume, of stuff that's actually going to the landfill.
Next on the line, paper must be separated from the pile. Here, machines replace manpower.
What is going on here, man? Looks like everything's just kind of getting tossed around.
Discs called star screens are mounted on rolling shafts. They lift out lighter items like paper, which go uphill. Heavier material like glass, aluminum, and plastic fall downhill through the screens. They continue on a separate conveyor belt.
All right, so I've seen phase 2. They're separating the paper. It's going one direction. The bottle and the cans are falling in another one. But that's still, that's like 2 or 3 materials. There's still a whole lot of stuff that's supposed to be recycled that I haven't put my eyes on yet, like the heavy plastics, the metals, and those cans and bottles are dropping down somewhere. I've seen a lot of stuff so far, but what about the metals, like the aluminum cans and the steel cans? I mean, you can't mix those together. They keep falling down somewhere, but where do they go?
The mixed metals come down a conveyor belt and pass under a powerful magnet. The magnet pulls out the steel and sends it down a chute, separating it out from other metals. Non-ferrous metals like aluminum are sorted using another type of magnetic field.
Aluminum cans get recycled at a higher percentage than any other type of beverage container.
That's because aluminum is the cash cow of the recycling industry. Aluminum is re-rolled into everything from car parts to bicycles to more aluminum cans. At this point, only the plastic remains. Is this where the system could fall apart? There are many types of plastic, but plastic has to be sorted into the same type and grade to be recyclable. Plastic bottles are usually recycled into fabrics like polyester.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of bottles and stuff kind of coming on this conveyor belt, and I'm hearing some type of like an air compressor or something going off.
Infrared laser beams light up the plastic items. An optical sensor detects the different light signatures of each kind of plastic. Strategic puffs of air separate opaque plastic from clear, and even different thicknesses of plastic.
So you're telling me that the optic sensor can identify, say, like a clear plastic bottle versus an opaque plastic bottle?
Exactly.
Wow.
Now, metals, plastics, glass, paper, and cardboard are all separated into 16 different piles. From here, each recyclable hits the last machine on the line, the baler. It bundles each of the newly separated groups of materials into massive 1-ton bricks, so they can be easily shipped, sold, and reused.
All right, this is it. We're at the end of the line of the recycling center. On the way, way, way other end was that huge mountain of trash. We got the aluminum, we got the steel, we got some more aluminum, and look over there, that gigantic, nicely stacked mountain of plastic. We got the clear plastic, the opaque plastic, and I can't believe what my eyes are seeing right now. Check it out, all this hard plastic. I seriously have my doubts if this stuff could be recycled, but look, there's that crate I saw before. So all this hard plastic is gonna get broken down into small chips and turned into other recyclable items, like these buckets and whatnot. So we've seen all this plastic, we know it's gonna get recycled. That leaves one question. What isn't gonna get recycled? Where's the trash?
Mike wants to uncover the so-called dirty secret of the recycling industry. How much of the massive pile is going straight into the landfill?
I want to see the trash right now.
You've seen all the recycling.
That's right. Show me the trash. Is it in here?
All right, it's in this big dumpster. Let's have a look.
San Francisco radio DJ Mike Nelson is looking into rumors that recycling is just a giant nationwide hoax. He followed the intricate process through his local recycling facility. Now, he's about to find out how much recycling is actually garbage.
All right, show me the trash.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
No way. Robert, you're telling me this is it? Where's all the trash? I thought
Mostly plastic bags. Just you run for a while and you just get a few of these. We're getting 90% of the materials recycled.
I mean, this is barely anything. I mean, I saw that huge mountain of recyclable material at the beginning of the day. 4 hours later, this is what's left?
Everybody needs to do this, and we can do even better. We can get to zero waste.
Wow.
After plastic bags, the most rejected items are toys, clothes, and luggage. These items should have never been put in the blue bins in the first place.
This is the end game for the recycled material here in San Francisco. We saw it get delivered in the front door and dropped off in just a massive heap of materials. We saw it sorted, and now it's bundled up as a commodity. It's going to be sold and remanufactured into products that will get recycled. Is recycling a hoax? Not in this town.
But exactly where are these recycled materials going? Most of the metals recycled here go to domestic recyclers, but the paper and plastic is worth less. San Francisco ships it halfway around the world to China for recycling.
Which is costing a lot of money in terms of diesel fuel to get it across the ocean to China.
In fact, at 15 million tons a year, scrap material is America's #1 export to China. It may be better than going into landfill, but it's not without a cost.
Recycling makes us feel good inside because we have this notion that we're saving the planet. But the fact of the matter is that it also gives us permission to overconsume, to go out and buy more stuff that we can throw into the trash and recycle it again.
Whether one believes recycling is effective or not, there's no denying the scale of consumption in America is staggering.
And the recycling mountain grows.